Hey everyone, welcome to Alice is Missing on Mythic Journeys. Okay, let's hear a bit of Jack, the older brother.
All right. Alice and Jack grew up around here and they had a pretty unbreakable bond, incredibly close. Everyone knew it. And they forged through shared struggle and sacrifices. Several years ago, their dad and their mother have separated. Their dad is no longer in the picture. And because of that, it kind of forced them into like a premature adulthood and kind of leave behind the carefree days of childhood. So they grew very, very close together early on. Their kinship grew through strong as they supported their mother. However, during the past few years, especially this past year, there's been tension in their relationship that Jack has noticed, where they're growing a little bit more distant from each other. It'd be small little annoyances where Jack would storm off or Alice would storm off. And now, as of recently, they're getting into large yelling fights. He's kind of grappling with that as he is almost about to leave for college as well. It's almost like as he is about to leave, all this turmoil is coming up again, and that's where the relationship is at this current time.
Well, since Dakota considers herself to be Alice's best friend, she's come around to the the house a lot and has run into Jack many times. Naturally, her big brother has got to be kind of cool, but also, you know, messed with for because that's just good-natured fun. How what is Jack can't just be a reflection of Alice and parents. What does Jack want to do next? What's Jack's plan for college? What's the major? What's the goal?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Jack is almost like the polar opposite, honestly, of Alice. Despite their differences, they were really close as youngin, but they really went different directions as they aged. He's really trying to shoot for the Ivy Leagues or really like prestigious colleges, particularly in the Northeast. He's also trying to go, but he has the GPA and the test scores and everything and clubs to prove it. He's really opposite of his sister, really into school life. He studies a lot. He has extracurricular activity. And lately, he's been really pushing himself to get into those prestigious colleges as much as he can. He's bending over backwards. He hasn't really had time for himself or his sister or his mom as of lately. It's been school and him, and that's where he's putting in all his attention. Let's just say he dreams of becoming an actuarian.
Whenever that is brought up for if
He wants
Dakota's
he
always
wants
like my future husband's going to be an actuarian. Ooh.
oh gosh.
Did I remember correctly that Charlie is a tutor or they met through tutoring?
Yeah, biology.
So my question would be, did Jack maybe use Charlie's tutoring connections at all to get into for like application help or, SAT prep or anything like that?
Um, you know what? I think Charlie and him have a good, okay bond. He knows her as someone who helped his sister bring up his grades. So I think he would ask in passing what she might think about his college applications or his essays or what her thoughts were on certain subjects that he was in and how he can improve. I think with college applications, he's so targeted and really want to ask the experts, really want to get that external like pay for it out of his pocket kind of thing, college help. But he probably would touch base with Charlie in passing, so maybe not like a tutor, but definitely a good solid help.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Has Jack ever given any thought to Alice's social life? Boyfriends, things like that? Or just no time to even wonder about anything like that?
Actually, yes. Jack has some feeling towards some of who Alice hangs out with. In some, he has positive feelings towards, and some negative. He kind of questions sometimes why Alice would hang out with one particular group of people and why not the other. He really projects and really wants to see Alice improve, and it's frustrating for him as a older brother to see her struggle in school. And he thinks that it's kind of these external influences that are affecting that, like her social friends or even skating. Even though it's a fun hobby, he kind of is like, well, why aren't you spending more time studying? You can study with me. Why aren't you doing this?
Well, then I'm gonna have to ask if Dakota had, after having been chewed out by Alice over the weed thing, come up to Jack real quietly and said, "Hey, boyfriend, want to smoke some weed with me?" What would his reaction have been?
um, Jack would be pissed. He
Oh,
is a dare boy, Dare. He's a no drugs,
Yes.
no alcohol.
Runs
Very
in the
strict.
family.
And the fact that you even asked him, he's appalled. And he's like, why is Alice even hanging out with you?
Oh,
How
come
dare
on.
you?
He would definitely
Uh,
laugh.